Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my name's Sadie. Today, nice short quick intro. We are doing the eyeshadow tag. First person I actually watched this from is Teresa is Dead, and then I watched Porcelain, and then the person that really inspired me to do it is actually a good friend that I've met on YouTube called Rupert. But the the people who started this are Samantha March and Ali Glynn. I'm gonna say Glines. Sorry if I butcher the names, but they are the original people who started the eyeshadow tag like trend YouTube videos. So I thought I would give it a go. If you want to participate in this trend as well, or this sort of video, I'm going to leave all the questions down below in the description box. If you want to do it, do it. There's no harm in it, right? Just getting to know about your eyeshadows. And I thought it was like really sweet watching everyone else's videos, seeing what their palettes were and like their memories. I love watching the memory one because things like that really stick, and I loved seeing what people's favourite palettes were and that sort of jazz. So let's get into it. This question is, what is your newest palette? This was hard because I had a spending spree and bought 6 eyeshadow palettes in one go, so I had to pick one, and the one I picked was the Patricia Bright Is It Life? Rich in Colour. Why do I keep on thinking it's Life in Colour for some reason? Rich in Colour. Oh, I'm going to forget. I'm going to blind you as well with this. Let's open it up. So, I've only actually briefly played with this, but I mean, heaven, right? Is that colour story not just heaven? It's beautiful. I'm really happy I bought it. I bought it when Superdrug went into buy one get one free. So, I mean, it's 20 quid by itself, so I'm really glad I was able to get the 2. What is the other one called? Oh my god, I'm fucking useless. So I'm really glad I used this. It does look like I've used a lot of shades, but I haven't. It's just because I swatched it, and I can't help but swatch stuff as soon as I get it. So yeah, I can't wait to really delve into this. It's a beautiful, and just quality wise, it feels to me top notch. So this is my newest palette. The next question is, show your oldest palette, and I'm pretty ashamed to show this because she is wrecked. She is dirty. She's got glue all over it. She's minging. But this palette is 8 years old. I bought this palette 8 years ago. It's not my first palette. I mean, like, my first palettes were like the MUA palettes, but this is my first like premium high-end palette. Of course, I was on that trend like everyone else was with when this basically came out. It was massive. I've hit pan. I'm so glad that you can buy these singles. But she was loved. This went everywhere with me, like photo shoots, everything. It looks like I've hardly touched it, but oh god, it's such a beautiful palette. I'm really sad it's gone. Anyone else? Anyone really sad it's gone? But yeah, I occasionally still use this. Please don't kill me. I know it's 8 years old, but I don't use it on anyone else. This is mine. But she's still going. 8 years old, you can't fault it. So that is my oldest palette. So my most expensive palette, which is the next question, is the Jeffree Star Bloodless palette. I mean, it looks it. I mean, you can't say that he doesn't put the effort into his palettes, and I love feeling this. What is it? Crushed Velvet? I mean, I fell in love with the packaging of this. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I absolutely adore it. It's my aesthetic. I absolutely adore it. So yeah, let me open it up for you before we get into it. So this is what she looks like, a purple vibe. Although I wish it was a little bit more purple. Gotta be honest, I was one of those people that when you revealed it, I was like, I wanted this colour, the packaging wise, but it's still beautiful. Like, these shimmer shades are just absolutely stunning. I paid £52 for this, so it's either 52 or 54. So yeah, this was £52. But I love it. I mean, I paid for it. I mean, I pay for Jeffree Star. It doesn't bother me how much it is. I will always pay for it. And Cremated is coming in a few days. I think it'll either come out on my birthday or the day before. So I'm ridiculously excited to buy it. But yeah, £52. It's worth it, 100%. But yeah, I absolutely adore this palette. Most affordable eyeshadow palette I own is actually the e.l.f. Now, before I get into this, I don't know how to pronounce this word. Is it the jalapeno, I don't know how the fuck you say it. I'm such a stupid fuck, like, oh my god, I'm such a stupid bitch, it's not even funny. I paid £3 for this. It's beautiful. This gold is absolutely stunning. I really wanted this because I watched Make Me Up by Missa or Makeup Missa. She used this and I loved it because I've wanted the Gemini palette. I think it's the Gemini palette from Melt Cosmetics, which has the grungy golds and mossy greens. But I was like, well, here's me going to be biased. I'm like, I'm not paying 50 quid for an eyeshadow palette. Even though I buy £52 Jeffree Star palette. But there's more shades in it. And that's what I mean, it's weird. It's like Melt still doesn't grab me enough because I've got no issue paying £50 for an eyeshadow palette because I'm stupid because I buy my Jeffree Star ones. But it's still nothing there. Something's missing for me to be like, I'm going to spend it. So I'm really glad I picked this up. I'm quite shocked how small it was. I thought it was going to be a bit bigger, but it's literally the length of my finger. So yeah, this is £3. It's worth it. The quality's amazing. Anyone who can grab these, oh no, I would grab them. Everyday palette. At the moment, I would say my everyday palette is the Urban Decay. Did I say that really wrong then? Urban Decay Naked Honey palette. At first, when it was online, like the photos just didn't do this palette absolute justice. I will try not to blind you. But I love like the musty tones in it. I love the yellow. I have annihilated this gold. If anything, I just want quick everyday, I'd go straight to this palette because it still gives me something. These shades in here make my eyes go blue as well. Like I get so many compliments when I wear this palette. I've actually used it. I'm hitting pan actually on this shade, but I've used these tons, and that's the great thing about Urban Decay palettes. I think with any eyeshadow palette as well, that these last you for years. Eyeshadow palettes are really good money if you think about it. If you like divide it by each shade and how long you're going to use it. I mean, like I said, I've had this for 8 years and it's still going strong. But this is my absolute favourite everyday, just because I love the tones of it. Everyone can wear this from fair to deep tones. Yeah, I just adore this palette. And plus, I'd say this is probably, I mean, they have had others, but of course Urban Decay discontinue a lot of their palettes. But this is probably the best formulated palette they've done in a very, very long time. Most colourful is my... So I had a few options, because obviously I do have a lot of palettes. I mean, I do have a lot of colourful palettes, but I think I'm going to agree on the Jeffree Star Jawbreaker palette. Surprisingly, do you know what? I haven't used this palette a lot. And I'm ashamed. I keep on going, I'm going to do something with this, I'm going to do something with it, and I never get around to it. But colour-wise, I think it's just stunning. I love this palette. It's beautiful. I mean, like, the shimmers in here are to die for. The matte, this shade Delicious, this is Delicious, is the best navy dark blue you will ever use. I mean, like I said, I use blue a lot. I love blues. This is better than like Undertaker and Blue Blood. This is the best blue I've ever used for like a deep smoky blue eye. But I mean, you've got a bit of everything. It just gels so well, this palette. This pulls me more as a colourful palette than any other palette I own. I know I do have the Be Perfect one, but there's something about this. I just love it. You've got a bit of pastel, you've got your bright colours, you've got your shimmers. And you've still got neutrals, like I said. I know the Stacey Marie one does as well. But I just love this palette. I don't know. It's just something about it. But I like this as like my most colourful. I really like it. Smallest palette I own. Obviously the smallest palette I own is the e.l.f. one I've just shown. But the next one I'm going to say is my Kat Von D Shade and Light in... Is it just called Shade and Light? Yeah, Shade and Light Eye Contour Quad. Yeah. Shade and Light Eye Contour... I've just said it, why am I bothering? In the shades Rust. My friend got me this for my birthday. I can't open it now. I've got to admit, I haven't hardly used this. But I've got to admit, these are buttery. But it just hasn't pulled me. I really like this like sheen white here. I've actually dropped this an absolute ton and it's lasted. I mean, it's broken here, but if you just press it in, it just goes in back really nicely. But this is probably like my second most smallest palette. Kat Von D, obviously now it's Kind Vegan Beauty. Weirdly enough, when Kat Von D launched, I thought this was going to be my shit. This was going to be my go. Because it's like my aesthetic. I love it. But I never bought anything. I've never bought anything Kat Von D because there was still something that I didn't want to spend my money on. There was always something else that I wanted to spend my money on. So yeah, I never got to actually buying anything. This is, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the only Kat Von D product I own. Like I said, I don't use it as much. I'll never get rid of it because it's got sentiment from my best friend. So yeah, that's my smallest palette. Biggest palette, I think we all know who is going to reign in biggest palettes. Morphe. Whoa. I know there's rainbow in the front, but oh my god, it's like a rainbow. Alright, I'm getting too distracted because I can see. Should we just have a moment? I'm trying not to put my ring light in it. Yeah, Morphe palettes are the biggest unnecessary palettes there are known in the beauty makeup industry, but I do love them. I'm really glad I bought this one recently in the sale as well, and I'm really glad it went on sale. This is the 39L Hit the Lights palette. How stunning is this palette? I know they've done it also before influencers, so each section was like to their own. But I haven't done a video on this. I'm dying to do a video on it because I just want to touch it. Also, when I swatch this palette, like I said, as soon as I get anything I swatch it, this is the best feeling formulated palette that I've ever felt from Morphe. They felt like butter. Even this black, I couldn't believe how good this black felt. It was so soft. So I'm absolutely so eager to get into this, but there's just so much stuff I want to do and try and get around to it. But yeah, Morphe are absolutely humongous palettes, the biggest I own. I don't think you can get anything bigger than Morphe, can you? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Best memory of a palette. I have a lot of memories with these palettes. Like I can tell you which one was like bought for me as presents, which was like my first palette, which was the Naked. But one that always sticks out for me, and if you always said what was your best memory, it would be the Urban Decay Alice in Wonderland round 2. I think this one was. Yeah, this palette. So I've got to be careful because the palette comes out in the bottom. This has the best memory for me because this literally released, I think, literally 2 days after my daughter was born. So I will never forget, I worked in, I worked in the place which was selling this. So I went to go see my work friends to obviously introduce my daughter. And my partner bought me this as a congrats for being a mummy and pushing a baby out of your, you know, cheers for giving me a child present. That's what it was. That's what it was. Cheers for giving me a baby. So like, and there's like a memory I'll never forget because obviously my best friend worked there, and it was like I was stood in front of the pillar of Urban Decay and I looked down the aisle and like I could see my friend come in. You could see her getting all excited because I had the baby with me, and it was just a really sweet day introducing my daughter to everyone. So I've actually never used this palette. This palette has never touched my eyes. I've swatched it. But it's because I didn't buy it for it. I just wanted it. And because he told me I could have anything I wanted, so I went for it. Like he does it now anyway. So yeah, this will always hold a special place in my heart because it represents my daughter and becoming a mum. Even though she's a pain in the ass. Anyone want a 4-year-old? I'm spin, not fun. With the Hype palettes, so there was 2 palettes I couldn't make my mind on, and that is, give me a second because I've got piles of palettes in front of me. So it was between Mama Mitchell and Beauty Bay, me, myself and Mitchell, or the Stacey Marie Carnival palette. Actually, I'm going to keep these 2 in it. Yeah, this one is definitely worth the hype. I'm still a little bit iffy about it because, oh my god, I'm fucking dropped it. I've got the original Carnival palette. And like I love the shades, mood and stuff like that, but am I the only person who felt like the formula's changed? Like it didn't blend as well. Like, which is the shade I like? The shade in Lust is so hard and not pigmented. I don't know, I just felt like same as that one. I mean, it looks nice, but it's not massively pigmented. I mean, like I can get better pigment in a different eyeshadow palette. Sorry, but other than that, it's a fucking phenomenal palette. It is beautiful, it's nice and big, but like I said, it is a big palette. So that's why I wanted to include the Me, Myself and Mitchell, because this does range £42, but the Mitchell one does. But I'm pretty sure I read up that that's not selling anymore, like they've discontinued it, so I don't know, don't hold me on it. But I mean, like, this has every colour of the rainbow, but like I said, I wanted to choose the Jeffree Star Jawbreaker one because I just love that palette and I like the colour story. But like for me, I think of palettes like I look at palettes and if they haven't got the certain shimmer or the certain matte I've got in my mind, I sort of go off it. But I do love this palette, but I'll quickly show you the Myself and Mitchell one. I hate the mirror, can't stand it, does my head in, it goes dirty as well. But yeah, 100%, if you can get your hands on this, it's only 30 quid. It's absolutely phenomenal. The pigmentation in these are beautiful. These shades are like wet, putty formula. They are just, it's just a phenomenal palette. I love the greens, I love the blues, you've got a bit of everything. You've still got your neutrals in here, but you've got your pops colours. Like these are Transformers and they're beautiful. I can see a hair in that one. Nice. But yeah, if you can get this palette, it's definitely worth the hype. So is the Stacey Marie one. Not worth the hype. Please don't kill me. This is absolutely nothing towards the influencer. But it's the James Charles palette. I've said in previous videos, I would never have bought this palette if it wasn't on offer. I would never pay £39 for this palette. I would have paid £20 for the mini one though. But I just thought, well, I may as well go all out if it's went down to £20 and it's a big palette, I may as well go for it. And see what the hype was about. I have used it and I have liked it. I got nothing towards James Charles, whatever. He's not someone I watch, but I got nothing to against him. But I just don't know. This doesn't make me want to use it. I don't know why. I hate to say it. It does look. It reminds me of children's makeup, and I hate to say it. It's got every colour of the rainbow. Don't get me wrong. But just something just doesn't make me want to use it. And I think it was hyped up for what it was. But I could be wrong. I need to play with it a bit more. It's probably me being a little bit judgmental because I've only played with it once. But then I think, when am I going to play with it again? Because I only bought it because it was on £20. I would never have this in my collection. But it's just me. I'm really picky. Like I said, if something literally doesn't grab my attention at all, I won't buy it. Even though, like I said, I love the look of Melt Cosmetics. There's so many brands I love the look of. I'm like, oh, I wouldn't mind that, but it's not making me want to buy it. I don't know. But to me, that wasn't worth the hype. Because it went massive. It weren't worth the hype for me. Favourite palette from my favourite brand. I hate to include just brand again, because I wanted to try and use different ones, but I was like looking at my eyeshadow collection and being like, but I don't want anything else. There's nothing else that I have to choose. I thought of like the first thing that came to my mind, and it is the Jeffree Star Blue Blood palette. One, I love Jeffree Star Cosmetics. I ain't gonna get involved with Jeffree Star. I'm here just for the makeup. But I love the aesthetic. I love his palettes. And I don't know if you can tell, I love the colour blue. So, weirdly enough, this wasn't the first palette I bought. Hello. Don't understand where that comes from, shame on you. But yeah, my friend bought me this for Christmas. I just don't know why. I love the colour blue, but I think I always held out on it, or I always forgot about it, which is really weird when it went on sale and I was like, I haven't got it, I need to get it because it's only one in my collection. But I think I just went through a phase of being like, I don't need any more makeup. But I'm so happy I have this in my collection. I love the colour blue. Even though this is harder to work with, I love the neutral shades. They have such a pop of colour. They're so shiny, they're so pigmented. They are beautiful. Like I said, you have to work with some of the colours, but I got no issue with that. But I mean, I collect every Jeffree Star palette and I don't do that with any other brand. I used to with Urban Decay, but I don't anymore. And that's nothing towards Urban Decay, but I just don't anymore. I'd rather put my money here. So yeah, this is my favourite eyeshadow from my favourite brand. So, most used palette. I really struggled with this one because obviously my most used palette is the Naked One. But I haven't used it in a very long time. But obviously it's probably the first palette I've ever hit pan on. And I have to say, I've used a lot of palettes equally. If you look at my eyeshadow palettes, don't get me wrong, I do have like 70 eyeshadow palettes, so it's hard for me to get through in life. I'm gonna die before these get used, so these will come to the grave with me. Morbid, but it's true. But I'd probably say the most used would have to be my Morphe Jaclyn Hill Volume 1 palette. If you open this up, yet again, it looks like I've barely touched it, but I have. I remember going through a stage of this went everywhere with me. Anytime I done makeup, I used to use this corner especially. I mean, I used to go into here, but I used to love just putting the mustardy tone on with a bit of brown, and then these two shades I absolutely love for highlighter. Oh, these pops of colours are beautiful. Like, when this palette came out, I freaked out. I think I was the same as everyone else. The colour story is just beautiful. You've got everything in there you need. I waited 3 hours on Beauty Bay for this palette. I remember the site crashing. I remember being like, there was a queue of like 16,000 people. And like when I got it, it like fell to my knees because I was like exhausted from trying to buy it. I know, first world problems, really sorry. But I'd actually say this is probably my most used palette. But it's not at the same time. I've used my palettes very equally, so I actually can't pinpoint one. But this used to go everywhere with me if I ever stayed over family or I went on holiday. And when I used to go out just day to day as well. Which makes sense for me to put it in my everyday, but I put everyday as now. Yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah, I hope it's not too much of a long video, and I hope you really enjoyed my little stories and my selection to the questions. But like I said, I'll leave the questions down below if you want to know anything about doing this video, who started it, blah blah blah. Yeah, I'll pop them down below, and if you really like this video, please like and subscribe. We'd love to get to know you all. It's a bit corny, isn't it? So yeah, if you enjoyed watching this video, please like and subscribe. Check me out on Instagram, and I hope to see you soon. Bye! If you would like to watch the video. No. Psychologically with something that I can't explain. I can't remember. Oh, I think his Xbox controller batteries are low. Bless him. Never seen him so quick, fast to get out of a chair. You need to fuck off.